Okay, welcome back to the Shooting the Shit series, episode 9.
Yeah, we slacked last week, but it's okay, we're back at it this week.
Yeah, little intermission, little like 8 week like
spree.
Yeah, I guess, and then we just took a break without telling anybody.
Yeah, we just had some technical difficulties. We can just leave it at that. I don't know.
Yeah,
make whatever you guys want to make.
That's good. But today, we're going to talk about some of our what our dream garage would be.
Yeah, goals, stuff like that. Yeah.
So kind of what vehicle-wise, what we both got to know and got to or I guess just sort of the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a lot more than just oh, I like this car because it looks sick.
Yeah, totally.
Generally, it's a lot more. But I'm actually very curious to hear what you have to say because I can't imagine anything different. But I mean, let's see.
Yeah. So I guess pretty easy. You have
a full list? Oh my god! All right, here we go.
On a side note, it's not a full list. He was looking at the content ideas that we're gonna be bringing to you guys. As you can see,
I see.
There's 14 options. If it was 14 cars, that'd be hype as can be.
That's my thought.
But pretty sick though that I just got a text message on a side note. Car's gonna go in to get its one-of-one titanium exhaust in next Friday. So we're gonna do a full video of that before and after. We're kind of spinning off of a very popular YouTube video, but it's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, we're gonna Cerakote some of the stuff bronze, so it ties it all together. It's gonna be hype. But that's off the track of the record. But anyways, essentially for me, my biggest goal was I wanted to have every engine size on a vehicle, well, predominantly the more regular ones, because people can be like, oh, you can get a 3-cylinder, you can get a 5-cylinder. It's yeah, okay, but that's not a common, engine format per se. So my goal was to have a 4, a 6, an 8, a 10, and a 12.
Right.
That's kind of where I wanted. Obviously, my dream car was the Aventador, so we've already knocked that off the bucket as it's sitting behind me. So we did it at the youngest age in Calgary to my knowledge of 25. So, but that was obviously the pinnacle. Now it's just working its way down. So we have the 12, I have the 4 because the Golf R.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4-cylinder would be kind of intertwined. Cause I'm sure within the next 5 to 6 years there'll be a lot of
lot of cars are gonna go that way.
Yeah, small displacement 4-cylinder engines that we can turn into fast little rockets just to bomb around in. Yeah. But for the time being, the Golf R is here, and it's an awesome little car. I actually love it. It handles so well, and we're actually gonna stealth wrap it, and the wheels are coming back right now from Powderworks, so that's super cool. But then we're looking at obviously 6, 8, and then a 10. If we go from the top down, we obviously know the 10's coming too, and it's going to be again one of the sickest V10 engines you could possibly get.
Yeah, 100%.
It's fully custom. I got one of the allocations for a Huracan STO, and I will be getting the last one that comes to Calgary, and it's fully spec'd. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. It's on the channel. It goes through the details, kind of gives you guys the renderings of it, but it's
the last of the last.
The last one, yeah.
10s.
Of the 10s, literally, I think you can still factory order a couple right now, but it's slim to none. So we have the 10. For V8, I was always stuck. The new Raptor Rs would be sick to have a truck for work and stuff like that, but have a V8. But honestly, I wouldn't even mind an RS6, something like that.
Yeah.
Even bringing back the old RS7 because of the tribute.
Yeah.
And then for the 6-cylinder, it'd be sick to my dream for the 6-cylinder was the what's it called, the GTR.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, so that's kind of what it is. But in terms of dream cars, if money wasn't an obstacle and I had to go from 4 cars, I'd probably I don't know. It's a tough go because you can look at Bugattis and Koenigseggs and all that jazz. But I guess if money wasn't a thing, I'd have an egg for sure. I'd take the Esco.
Yeah.
That wing is way too sick, or the 1-of-1. Sorry, 1-to-1, sorry. And then if we were scale down to the trilogy, or whatever they call it, the the Ferrari, the 918, and the what's the last one? Oh, the P1.
P1, yeah.
They call it the Holy Trinity is what they call it.
Yeah.
I would probably take the 918. I'm not a big Porsche guy, but the 918 is sick. I'd get in that.
It's a sweet car.
In that, what's the Porsche livery? Like the Golf?
Yeah, Golf blue.
Yeah.
It's like the lighter blue.
With the orange and the livery on it? Yeah, so I would do that if I could.
There's one for sale in Kelowna.
Yeah, also.
Of that livery?
Yeah, also once probably like $2 million US. Let me go sell.
I think it's like 1.7 US.
Oh yeah.
Very similar.
Perfect. Let me just go sell my left foot and my right kidney, and we can put a down payment on that car, and still eat freaking pizzas like Stradman. That's about all we'd be able to do. Craft dinners on the daily.
Yeah.
So I think that would be it. It'd be cool to like kind of, it'd be super cool as well. Like I've always like thought about it to like have all the vintage Lambos as well and build up. So have like
that'd be cool.
Countach you have in the Mercy and the event store.
Yeah.
But I think like my dream garage would consist of those. I mean, it's not a dream, it's a goal.
Yeah.
I don't, we don't have dreams in this.
Yeah.
On this team, we have goals and we knock them down like freaking home runs.
Yeah.
So I think to be more realistic, it'd probably be that.
Yeah.
Once I get the STO and the event store, those are pretty much like my dream cars. I mean, yes, we could obviously.
That's a pretty sick combination. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's those two together is going to be wild.
Yeah, and the color schemes, like when you guys see it, it's going to be very close. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, under $1 million, I wouldn't do that. But dream garage would be that. And like I'd say like even after all those like exotic high supercars and hypercars, I still like.
I feel like it gets to a point of like how much better can they really be?
Yeah.
Right?
So, well, I was gonna say the Centenario. Like I love the Centenario. Like I genuinely think I'd take that over a Sion. I'd take it over like a LaFerrari. I'd take it over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But again, it's based on the Aventador platform. So it's like, if money was an obstacle, I would say that's probably my dream car.
For sure.
And then my dream garage is pretty much formulating as we speak. Not to sound cocky, but
yeah,
it's gonna be there.
But that was more of the short term, like more realistic goal, because like you can always have goals that are way out there.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows? Like we know, you never know. Like you might actually, you might actually input $1 million car or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, those are kind of where I'm sitting. And then obviously, like I said, the GTR because it has like a lot of history, and we're big Fast and Furious people, so we want to hit that.
Yeah.
But that would be my dream garage, and have like a triple car with double car lift, like how you see behind us, and then a single car lift in the single garage, and then stack them.
So you have six.
Six.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right?
Because then it's
V4,
not.
V6, V8, V10,
Yeah.
V12, and then I'm missing one, which would be like, whoever's with me at the time for
Yeah.
whatever their car.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or like miscellaneous, or have that like spot so you can go in and out or whatever.
Yep, that's true.
So, but that's what I think would mine be. It's kind of cool. It kind of gives a little insight, and I like the diversity.
Yeah, like it's all not just everything Lambo. Like when you get an STO, next thing you know, you're getting an Urus, and then you're only driving Lambos.
It's a little bit different. I mean, I would, in all fairness, the V8, as much as we say that, I was, as a V8 engine, as an SUV, an Urus is the ultimate goal.
That is sick.
You know what I mean? And I'd get it in blue Nila, which is the Aventador color that I was trying to get.
The sparkly
one, yeah. So I would do that with
so
blue Amans, two-tone interior with suede as well on the inside. So I mean, yeah, that would be one combination that has a V8 engine that I would like. But again, when you start looking at it, it's genuinely, okay, this guy just drives all Lambos. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's like half his garage, and it's like the heaviest part of his garage.
Yeah. Then next thing you know, you got like Golf, like Subaru. It's like, oh,
yeah,
big difference.
Yeah, like where those come.
Like where's the in between?
Yeah, those are kids' cars. I didn't realize you had 2 kids. So, but that's kind of what my thing would be, what my goals. But
yeah.
I'm interested to hear Brad's, because Brad has like.
I've got different tastes.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a different taste. You like the same stuff, but you also have like a little bit different taste.
Yeah. So Yeah. So I guess for me,
what's the dream car? No money aside. Object doesn't count.
This is what's tough.
I want to say 4 GT is what's going to roll off your tongue.
Okay, that would be sick. The 2005 one though.
Like the older one.
The older one.
Dude, it's sick. I watched Fast 5.
Yeah.
The GT40.
Yeah, that thing is sick.
Oh,
that thing's very cool.
You know what I'm talking about? The one they're like parting apart?
They like, take it apart, they took it off the
train.
train. Yeah. No, that would be very cool. I mean, yeah, that 2005 GT is crazy. Like the manual rear-wheel drive supercharged V8, like crazy. Rear engine, like just nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I think that's a car that's just gonna forever keep creeping up and up and up in value. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yes. And how the car world's going.
Yeah, for sure. And the new GT is, I think it's beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's got the same engine as the F-150 that I'm looking at, which is pretty hilarious.
V6 twin turbo, baby, EcoBoost. Probably has an eco feature in the car.
Probably, but it is super nice. But like for $1 million, it's a V6 twin turbo. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard pass for the kid too.
I don't know. Like I've always said, I want like a sick daily, a classic, which I already got, which that thing's gonna stick around for a while. It's crazy, and an exotic. So that's kind of the basis that I want to hit. So not like the engines like you, but just more like one of each category. So as a daily, I like trucks. I mean, as you can see, I had the S.S.S and
we're gonna move away.
We'll still have, but we're gonna slowly creep towards something else. But yeah, so I'm looking at a truck again. I mean, I like sitting. Even you said it before. I like sitting higher.
Right? Yeah. Dude, driving a truck's nice, but I told you I missed the freaking Raptor.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'd always have something bigger, whether that's an SUV like an RSQ8. Those are sick as well.
An H1?
Very well, yeah, an H1 would be sick also.
On a side note, we were looking at one, the wagon style where the doors open out of the back, and me and Brad were like, yo, this is gonna be like the soccer mobile where you just unleash the army out of the back. Go kids! Yeah. And they just jump out.
That would be sick. Yeah, I think as a daily I'd want something bigger like that, like a truck. I guess an H1, that would be sick as well, but those are like wider than the Raptor, aren't they? They're like...
Yeah, I'd say they're a little bit bigger, but I mean, you could probably daily an H1. It's a Duramax diesel engine.
We'll figure it out. We'll talk to Justin.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyways, yeah, for the classic, pretty well covered. I've always loved the Mustang, like personal connection. Like my grandfather always had them. My dad's had a couple. Like just very like sentimental with that. And then obviously this one's like the sickest one that I could think of. I picked everything on it, as you know.
Built from the ground up essentially.
For sure. And then we go to exotic. That's what's tough, is because I was never really around the exotics that much. Like I was around the R8s and things like that. I would say like R8 and lower, right? Yeah. So I've been in 911s before. My dad's got a 911. Like, yeah, they're cool, but I always thought that I wanted a Lambo just because I love the look and everything like that. I've said this multiple times on this, is I don't fit. It sucks because I do really love the cars.
Yeah, time for a knee transplant.
Yeah, I just need to like take like a few inches out of my shin or something like that. Like remove a few vertebrae in my spine or something.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so like I always thought, I still think the Lambos are the best looking ones.
Yeah.
But we started looking at a Ferrari, and I was looking at the FF, which is, some people love it, some people hate it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the hatchback, like,
A12.
kind of feel. Yeah. So it's a V12 hatchback, essentially.
Yep.
Very similar to the F12.
Yeah, pretty much identical, just a little stretch.
But it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Which is sick. Which, that's the only all-wheel drive Ferrari.
100%.
And then when I started looking at them more, like, Hannah was actually like questioning. She doesn't like them that much. She was like, "What do you mean? Like, why do you like that car?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just do. Like, it's just slightly different." You know, like when you look in the inside, it looks like a lazy boy recliner in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a Grand Tour. Like, and I think that's very much my style, especially with the Mustang that I have. I don't need anything stiffer than that, because if I want to go for a rip on a super windy road, I'll be taking that, not a bigger V12, right?
That car would still do it justice.
Oh,
and
no.
If you lowered it and upgraded whatever, you could easily.
100%. But it's good to have the mix of like the Mustang. Don't know if I would drive that to Kelowna very often. For a road trip, right?
Totally.
But that car on a road trip would be sick. It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that's kind of what they're built for, I think. Like
touring cars.
Touring car, more on the Autobahn, like stuff like that, right?
100%.
Through Italy and all that. And then I started thinking back. So when I was a skier, skiing in Switzerland and in, I think I mentioned it here before too, but skiing in Stade was like it's like the highest end city or town I've ever been in. Like this is the one that has the Bugatti dealership.
Oh, at the bottom of the ski hill.
At the bottom of the ski hill.
Yeah.
It's like crazy place. And that
Oh, boys, we're just gonna go for lunch. Oh, I'm just gonna go down to the dealer and cop a car.
yeah, exactly. It's like right next to like the fur coat store. Like genuinely, like it's no word of a lie. It's ridiculous. But when I think back to that, that's the very first time I saw an FF. Because they would just rip around because they're all-wheel drive. They'd throw their skis on the roof and just rip around, and like there'd be dozens of them.
Totally.
And it's like, yeah, you never really saw them in Canada. And then like the other thing is like my first job downtown, the CEO of the oil and gas company I worked at had one, so I saw that every day. So it was just funny how like
it built up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
totally.
how I see that car because when I see that car I think of like, oh yeah, back to like my skiing career, back to like my first job downtown, like all that kind of stuff. It's pretty interesting. So I'd say as a shorter term, more realistic goal, I think the FF would be sweet because obviously the V12, like you already said, is going, right? So
it's already gone.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't barely order an SVJ from the dealership.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to become not necessarily a dime a dozen, but just less of them on the road. Like
100%.
If people have them, they're going to be locked away in a vault, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so price aside, because I was dropping like eggs and 918 and all that jazz. All right, so price aside.
Price aside.
What would be your dream car?
I really should know this, but
oh wait, there's too many to pick, eh?
That's the thing. There is so many. Like there's so many of those like one-off, like the bespoke kind of things. Yeah. It's like I'm not saying I would want that, but it just confuses everybody.
Yeah, the thing is too, it's like every car drives and is meant for a different thing, so it's hard to be like, I just want that car.
Yeah,
because they all have like they serve its own purpose.
That's what's tough. And yeah, to be honest, I've seen very few in person as well. Like that's another thing. I've seen a lot of photos and stuff like that.
True.
But
in terms of fitting, if you could fit in a 918, LeBron James.
Yeah, if LeBron James could fit in a 918, I'll fit in a 918, no problem. I guess like any 19 would probably be the only Spider of that caliber, hey? The only like, I guess LaFerrari makes an Aperta. Like
also $6 million. Yeah, for sale right now in Canada for like 6.9. The Aperta, very nice.
Yeah.
Hard to go. It's like 2 eggs in one.
That's a little much.
Eggs in a basket.
But yeah, I mean the Koenigs eggs are sick. Like they're very crazy. Like just why? Did you watch that like documentary about them? And, like how they're the hypercar one?
Yeah, where they talk about the Pagani, Koenigsegg, and then the LaFerrari.
Yeah, so that was sick.
Yeah,
I liked all those cars. Even the Paganis, I think. Like I know they're not like they don't perform as well as some of the other ones, but they're beautiful. Like they look insane.
Well, that's what Buddy was saying. The guy who owns and founded Pagani. His cars he built to be art pieces.
They're art, yeah.
And then Christian built it to be the fastest car possible.
Exactly.
Right. So he's not looking for necessarily the styling. It's more about power and performance. So again, ties back to what I said about every car serves a different purpose.
For sure.
So when people say, "Oh, I just want one car," yeah, you can for sure, but it will restrict you to exactly what you can do.
Yeah. Well, you know what other car is sick is Manny Koshman's his exposed carbon P1.
Well, why not just get a Hermes Bugatti then?
Well, okay, I mean like all of it. I'll just take any of like what's in his garage.
Yeah.
But he's got some pretty sick cars.
100%.
I don't know. It's that's what's tough. Is there at that price point? Like what's another $1 million? And you can just keep going.
Keep bumping them. Once you're at like 3-4 mil, it's like you can get whatever.
At that point, like if you have that, you're not limited by price. You're purely shopping for what you want.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
100%.
I mean, it'd be sick to be in that situation one day, but until then, that's pretty challenging to go. But I just like you said, I like the diversity. I like having a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Right. And like I would like to throw in a little bit of a JDM flair too, just because of Fast and Furious. Like I like the NSX.
Yeah.
Only the only thing with that is I feel like that's sort of a precursor to what every other car is going to be.
Yeah, 100%.
So down the road, but sure. But right now, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I also like the new Supras. They're not bad. Like
Yeah, TJ Hunt's building one.
yeah, TJ Hunt's.
Oh no, he's doing the TJ Hunt has one.
Yeah, TJ he has.
He's
one.
building the BRZ.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is pretty much like a baby Supra.
But that's cool, but also can't fit in that either. So great. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's
a little quick insight on what we have planned.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like very different tastes between
the two of us.
Between both of us, and different styles, and like what I have is never going to be similar to what you have, right?
Which is cool, yeah. So it's not like we're going to be rolling with the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be sweet too. So like moving forward with these podcasts and like this series, we're gonna start bringing in some people to just start chatting, people that we work with, partners wise, stuff like that. So you guys kind of get a little insight of like our world outside of just ours, essentially. People that still float in our world. Mm-hmm. So next week we'll bring Devin from Exclusive Time Zone. He'll kind of just chat about like how he got into it, what he does, why is he a car guy, what he likes. Just kind of that stuff. It's not gonna be scripted at all, because this whole idea is not to be scripted.
Yeah.
It'll just kind of be like flow off combo. But we'll try bringing like some guest speakers, every second podcast to just keep it spicing up a bit and have some fun with it and go from there.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Bring a little bit different personalities to the
table.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They can talk about different things and businesses and whatever they got going on. So.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah, catch you guys soon.